Hey folks, welcome to this week's show. We're going to start out with spotlight photos from James Bowman. You can catch him at Team Zizzo55 on Instagram. Beautiful trout. Nice to see the big ones back, as well as a monster snook. Both fish caught on the same day, wading the flats, pulled out the big ones here. So great catches. Congrats, James. Good on you. Great fish. And folks, if you want your fish spotlighted on the channel, just send them in to us and we'll be happy to spotlight you. Hey, it's Barry
and Jake
here with another edition of Hooked on Saltwater. This would be episode 2. Dave is currently out of town, unfortunately. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and give you an update on what's going on through the different zones of fishing, from offshore to surf fishing into the river, and kind of give you a rundown on what's going on, some exciting things going on here that we're going to talk about.
Good news and bad news with the fishing this week, but you'll find out here shortly.
That's right. And we're going to go over conditions, what to look forward to as far as a little bit of offshore, how it's going to be condition-wise out there, weather, things like that. We've got a big ship, so we're going to just go ahead and dive right into it. So let's first cover the offshore. What are we looking at for seas?
Well, this weekend offshore is going to be beautiful. We're looking at 2 to 3 foot seas all the way till Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, just 2 foot. And that wind direction is going to be just right. It's going to be out of the southwest and pushing all that wind and waves down. So lighter winds in the morning, up to 15 in the afternoon. And you know, every day you're in Florida, you got a 50-50 shot of rain. So don't listen to the weatherman, use your best judgment and get out there and get you some fish before the rain hits in the afternoons.
That's right, because I don't trust the weatherman anymore. It seems like they're always wrong. You know, the only thing I can trust, me looking up at the sky going, don't look like it's going to rain.
That's 100% true.
And if I can see out in the distance, oh, looks like rain's coming, that's what I believe anymore, I tell you. So, all right, so great conditions for offshore, no doubt. So get out there, have a blast. We definitely want to remind you, if you're catching fish out there, get some pictures and send them in to us so that we can go ahead and spotlight you guys and gals out there on our channel. We want to include you in the video. That's a huge part of what Bucktail is all about, is making this a family. You know, it's just one growing family. The bigger we can get, the better. We want more and more folks to be part of the Headwaters family, not Headwaters, Bucktail family, Headwaters as well, but Bucktail family, because we got some things we're going to be doing as time goes on that we want to include everyone in. So it's going to be super fun. Exactly. Lots of things coming up. So definitely stay tuned for some developments that are going to be coming your way. If you're not already subscribed, bounce this out right now so we don't forget. Go ahead, Instagram,
Bucktail Bait. Is it? Sorry, Bucktail Bait, and then Facebook is just Bucktail's Bait and Tackle. Just do a quick search and we'll pop up and join us. Send us your pictures of your daily catches, and you know, let's get out there and have some fun. Yeah, absolutely. And when you get on there, look at the profile pics. You'll see the front of the building on the profile. That's how you'll know Bucktail Bait and Tackle. And Bait and Tackle is all together, by the way. I know that, he knows that. But and if you follow us on Facebook, you get the updated bait list. I try to do it daily, so look at that to find out what we got for bait for you.
And what do we got for bait this week, speaking of that?
Oh, speaking of bait, right now we got croakers, nice good size offshore croakers, not the little ones. We got pigfish, pinfish, and shrimp, as always.
Yeah, and we're going to get into where those are going to play into this coming week's fishing here in just a second. The overall weather conditions for the week, we're going to, like we just discussed real quick, chance of rain every day. That's how it's going to be. Hit and miss, but get out there and have some fun. I'm super excited about the wind conditions coming out of the southwest, because I've been waiting for this, because Dave and I do a lot of bow fishing.
Yep.
So we are going to be running the west shoreline looking for big sheephead.
Some flounders, some doormats. There's doormats hanging around too. Got a lot of reports of doormats.
See what we can find. So we do a guided trip, so if you're interested in those, let us know. And we'll get you hooked up on that front. If you're interested in a kayak fishing trip, pedal kayaking, Dave will take care of you on that front.
Living waters.
Yep, living waters. If you are down for an eco tour, just want to go out and hang out with the manatees and the dolphins, which is always a great time. Spend some time on the islands. Again, another thing that Dave does. So tons of fun. Check him out, Living Waters Kayaking, and he'll get you hooked up on that. So let's go ahead and jump into
And get up in the fishing report. We'll start off with the offshore, and this is where the bad news comes in. That last storm that came through pushed in some cold, dirty water up close. The fish, I've moved offshore out in the 200s, 300s for the mahi. They're not in close right now, so hopefully this southwest wind will pump in that warm water from the Gulf and get that cleared out here shortly. Bottom bite has been a little bit slow as well, but you know, the wind's been kicking and moving that water around, so this weekend's looking a lot better.
Good.
Then we're going to move on inshore report. There's lots of big schools of redfish coming down the flats, big ones. Croakers with those, ladies and gentlemen, croakers. Hands down one of their favorite things to eat. And then also we're going to get into real quick.
Spotlight bait of the week, folks. Hang on one second, Jake. Here's the most important thing y'all can do. Pay attention when Jake says, here is the spotlight lure. The reason that we're bringing this up is because these are the exact reports we're getting from folks that are out there catching the fish, coming in, and they're picking up these baits. So you don't want to miss out on what's working this week. Because you know how baits can change.
Oh,
you know, one
constantly.
day they like this, or one week they like this, and next it's like, what happened? It's not working.
It's never the same.
Nope. So this is the one that they are tearing them up with. So get down here and make sure you load up on these. Go ahead. What do we got?
Currently, right now, we have these big reds and big drums hitting on this 1/8 of an ounce calftail, like a baby cow, calftail bucktail. Let me hold it up for the camera, maybe. An important thing right here, ladies and gentlemen, use the head of a dead shrimp. Put just the head on here and simply find that school of redfish and throw it right in front of them, give it a couple tugs, and you'll be set and screaming, "Hoo yeah!"
Get
one on.
Get that drag screaming.
Yep.
So that's always fun. I tell you, that's the best sound in the world.
Also,
the hook set and then that line gets peeling off. Nothing like it.
Pure joy.
So what else we got? Where we're going to move from there?
Also, big trout coming through. Big trout. Couple reports of some gators getting caught. So those are my favorite trout to catch because they peel some drag.
That they do.
Like we covered earlier, there's still some flounders hanging around the sandbars. Look for a sandbar that's surrounded by a good amount of current, and you know, sit right outside that sandbar and cast up on it, jig the bottom, and you know, hopefully you'll get one of them flounders that are hanging around.
Yeah.
But make sure there's current around there because they like to hang out in the moving waters.
Yeah, exactly. They want, because something's got to push food to them. They're lazy. It's like, I'm going to hang until something comes my way. So yeah, that current's going to move their food to them. So makes sense. All right. So we got we've covered that.
Cover the surf conditions.
Yep.
All right. Well, surf. You know, it's been little waves, so there's a chance to get out there. Just lots of whiting out there. A couple pompano here and there.
Yeah, sort of slow down on the pomp.
Yes, pompanos, mainly a wintertime thing. You'll still get a couple, but you know, who knows? When you're fishing, that's why they call it fishing. You never know what you're gonna get.
That's right. Yeah, whiting, great fish for eating. Really, really good. So nothing wrong with a mess of whiting.
No.
Take it home, cooked up. Your favorite way of doing it. I have my couple favorite ways. Kind of little cornmeal, little chunks. Just kind of roll around some cornmeal and fried. It's pretty darn good.
One good thing, sharks are really, really good eating too. That might be an episode coming up of Catch and Cook, of what to do with that shark when you catch it.
Yep.
Because that's good meat, very good meat.
And there was no shortage.
No shortage of sharks around.
Dan and I were out. For you guys that watch Hooked on Headwaters, Dan, our guy from over there, Dan and I were out last week. We went out through the inlet, and first drop with a live bait, shark. I'm like, oh, okay.
They're out there.
They're the catfish of the ocean. You know, you got to that, or you got to pay the tax man. You bring in something else in, here he comes. So I think I probably got at least 8 sharks within.
It's a good fight.
An hour. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with fighting a shark.
No, it's definitely a good fight. So had a lot of fun there. Got a mutton snapper, got a Spanish mackerel, and of course I wound up locking into one of them big giant jacks that got hold of my bait, and it was fight on for quite a while. And they are a blast to fight, but they can waste a lot of your time a day that you could spend trying to catch something else. So
that's for sure.
Yep. So but it was a lot of fun getting out there. So yeah, and we were just fishing right off the beach. We weren't out very far. So had a great time. So even the close inshore, except for, like you said, just got kind of messed up. The water's a little bit more dirty. So we're good there. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and put a shout out to Davis House Inn. If you are coming into this area to fish, right on US 1, if you keep going into Sebastian, you'll find Davis House Inn. We'll put the information below. Great place to stay, big rooms. They're like efficiencies. They got a kitchenette. One of the cleanest places I've ever seen when it comes to places. Nice. You know, a lot of folks, I know you get kind of worried about where we're going to stay that is clean is a big thing.
Right.
But you're also bringing in your boats. You want to, you're able to go ahead and charge up your trolling motor batteries. So we got electric hookup. You got wash down hoses. So you're able to spray your boat down, keep it clean in between trips. So all you got to do, you just hit the information below, schedule up a time to stay down there with Kyle. You're gonna have a great time, and then shoot right back up, stop in here, pick up your bait, run across the street, put your boat in, and go have a blast. So definitely check out the Davis House Inn. All right, folks, we're back with a Spotlight product of the week. What we're going to cover every week is a hot product, something that has value, something that's going to be absolutely worth putting in your arsenal, whether it's in your tackle box, in your boat, whatever it may be, but something that is absolutely worth having on board or
yes, sir,
in your possession. So, well, what is it this week? What do we want to talk about?
It's nothing too expensive, nothing too fancy. It's the new Penn Pursuit 4 that has come out. They've really outdone themselves with this thing. They got the HT100 drag system in here, the little thicker oversized bail. It's got plenty of drag, and it's a great bang for your buck. It's coming in right under $100. You got it at $87, but definitely a reel for your bang for your buck right here, because you know, you go out and spend a couple $100s on something and it really doesn't last you that long. These things are 2-3 year reel, and you know, without breaking the bank, get out on the water and pull you into nice fish and not have to worry about it. Also, they got them steel on steel eyes, so that way you don't got to worry about ceramic popping out on them. I find it so much better. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but these steel on steel ring guides are great, especially if you have kids or throwing your rod around the boat. You know that just a throwaway rod almost. You don't have to worry about having to replace those guides every other month from damage on them.
But if you rinse your rods down and rinse them down, they'll last a long time. That's the biggest thing I think folks kind of get lazy on, is you go out, you come back, you're like tired from a day on the water, you're like, oh, I'll wash my rods down next time. Take that extra 5 minutes, rinse everything down, right? And it's worth it.
One important thing too, when you're rinsing off your rods, just give it a light spray, put it on the shower mode. You don't want to take it and blast it, because then you're blasting all that crud and sand right back up into the reel, and it's really going to do more harm than good. So just give it a little mist and rinse, and that's about all you need. And then maybe once a year, bring it in for a tune-up, get it oiled up. We do that here as well. Come see us and we'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, do not go, don't go to Walmart thinking you're going to get a better deal, because you're going to come out with a junk reel. You're going to come out with a rod that's going to last you about 3 shrimp, and that's about it. It may be a little longer, but the difference in price between what you can buy at most places versus $87 for a solid setup, it's worth every penny to get something. Otherwise, you're going to wind up buying 3 rods, and you're going to go, geez, I could have bought 1 there instead, because you'll find that. So if you're just getting into fishing here, if you're just moving into the area, spend a little. And that's actually this low price for a really quality
saltwater, mind you. It's got the top end drag sealed and everything, so this will last you. It's not no rinky-dink Mickey Mouse stuff. You know, we like to sell you guys quality product, and I'm not gonna sell somebody something that I'm going to have a problem with later on down the road. So definitely,
or something that wouldn't be on your boat. You know? That's like mine.
It will. Yeah, I actually have one of these. So yes, it is on my boat. So
okay, folks. So we just want to wrap it up here. Make sure you stay covered up. Hats. It's super hot out there. Make sure you got plenty of water, plenty of eyes. Make sure you got a hat that covers your whole head. You don't want to burn up the tips of your ears. I'm always throwing this PSA out there. Dermatologists, I'm telling you, as you're getting older, make sure you're checking in with them, because you're going to get spots showing up. Get them checked. Stay on top of that so nothing goes wrong. And so it's real easy to get a good quality. Matter of fact, hats like the ones
Simple
behind
hat,
Jake.
straw hats.
Something with a big brim,
Yeah,
keep the sun off your face.
It may look tacky, but it's going to save your life.
Exactly.
It really will. Save you a big headache and a lot of money.
Yeah, so covered up, suntan lotion, make sure you're covered up with that, SPF 50.
Yep.
A good
Stay
quality
cool.
fishing shirt, absolutely priceless. You can get those actually here too, and this isn't a plug just for your stuff, but we're just going through the things that really,
Proper gear.
yeah, when you're out there, it's not just about the rod, the reel, the bait, the tackle, and the boat. It is about you personally as a fisherman, fisherwoman, making sure you're covered up and protected as well.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Thanks everybody for joining or watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do that. Make sure you're following Jake over there at Bucktail Bait and Tackles together on Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, of course, subscribe and hit the like button. Comment below. Please send us your pictures. If you're not sending them over to Jake, you can always send them over to Dave
Tag
and I.
us in them, do what you do, you know. Give us a shout out, and we really appreciate your business, and we'll look forward to seeing you here.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next
Have a good one.
episode.
Till next week.